But we had a big game yesterday to wrap up week 12, and week 13 is here as we know it. Big win. The Niners go to 8-4, back-to-back wins for the first time since September. This is the home of the Super Bowl. This is where it's going to go down, and they're now in position with their schedule to get into the playoffs, I think. I know, actually. Of course, they have injuries. I saw Fred Warner on the sideline with Luke Kuechly. Like, I'm a nerd in that way, so loved seeing all of that. They've endured a lot, but if they're going to do anything when they get into the playoffs, which I think they will be, of course they'll be, Brock Purdy has to stop turning the ball over. Sounds kind of obvious, right? But listen, well, 95% of what he does is really nice. Great. His return has the offense moving the ball nicely. There's this 95% I love, and this 5% that is not brilliant. And it's the kind of stuff that loses you big games. Other quarterbacks aren't going to do this. He put the ball in harm's way too often last night, as much as we love him. And you don't want him to become super conservative like some quarterbacks in the NFL are trained to be. You don't want him to become like a turnover freak either. He's got to pick his spots a little bit better, and I think he can, okay? Because the turnovers, it doesn't matter how great and how healthy this Mac Jones cloud is not going to go away. It'll come back into the conversation, especially in a playoff situation. So I'd love to see them play in their backyard. I love Levi Stadium. I like this team. I think we've kind of been sleeping on them. The NFC West is so fun. The whole NFL is so fun right now. The defense is a big part of why I do have confidence in saying they can do some damage if you can limit these turnovers. Incredible what they've done. Warner on the sideline, Bosa out. But you can't really rely on them bailing you out against some of these better teams. And you have the best team in the NFL in your division, and they are not turning the ball over. Matthew Stafford has 2 interceptions. You just it's easy math here. So that's my lame brain, obvious, trite, if you will, takeaway. Everyone has, whatever. I don't want to, what the real takeaway here for me is you don't want to diminish what the Niners have done. They did control this game from start to finish. They moved the ball up and down the field at will. It's nice to see. It's a good conflict. Stats out here. Better not have too many bad things to say about this team because they're 27-8 in games where you've got Brock, you've got CMC, and you've got Kittle playing together. Okay, if you got great chance that you're coming out with a win if you have all of them. And Christian McCaffrey is somehow not being talked about enough right now, even for him. He's leading the league in total yards. Leading the league in total yards. He's on track to be the first player in NFL history to finish top 10 in both rushing and receiving yards in the same season. He's leading the NFL in receptions, and he's third with 12 touchdowns on the year. And while Matthew Stafford is still very much the clear-cut MVP right now, just look at these numbers. Tell me CMC doesn't at least belong in the conversation, especially with the way that he has somehow done this with a revolving door of quarterbacks, okay? We don't know who you're quite getting, but whoever's in there is best friends with Christian McCaffrey, which we love. He's carried this team, all of the injuries they've had on both sides of the ball, which we just talked about. Christian McCaffrey needs to be getting MVP odds that are better than plus 50,000. What is wrong with the world? Plus 50,000 is insane. It doesn't really make sense, given all that. FanDuel, I love you. I love you. I love that we're doing together. But overlords, sleep at the wheel, wanting to give great value. I don't know. Should he not be right up there with Jonathan Taylor? Jonathan Taylor's tied at third at plus 2,000. And you can get Christian McCaffrey MVP odds at plus 50,000 right now. What? Someone explain that to me at an Adam show. Explain it in the YouTube chat. Explain it wherever you like. Hit me up on Threads. We're all over the place. Okay, this is a short week, so we're going to show you guys the slate. Here it is, week 13. Let me set the Thanksgiving table for you. Lots of deviled eggs, maybe some macaroni and cheese, some pierogi in my house at least. This Thanksgiving lineup is amazing. Lions 2.5-point favorites at home against the Packers. Winner of that one moves back into first place in the North if the Bears fall to the Eagles on that Andrew Whitworth included NFL Prime game between Philly and Chicago. Philly 7-point faves there. The Chiefs 3-point faves at Dallas. Basically a playoff game for both teams at this point. And Burrow officially making his return in the nightcap in Baltimore. Yes, I'll be in the building as part of the EA Madden cast on Peacock exclusively. So yes, enjoy the full Tarico Sunday night treatment, but also, one of those tablets on your phone. Have my game up. Have the game that we're doing on Peacock that I'll be, trying to run around a turkey with his head cut off named Chad Johnson, who'll be running around and doing whatever he wants. It'll be great to be part of balancing him out, which I love. Okay, let's see. Joe's toe issue, don't know. I know he's playing. I don't know if he should. We talked about that with Whitworth yesterday. And by the way, yes, we are going to have something special for Thanksgiving from FanDuel to you, from the whole family, coming up